My name is Alistair Stewart. I'm one of the members of the North Berwick's Golfing Heritage, and we're standing at the professional shop at the West Links in North Berwick. There are four of us in this group, Douglas Seaton, John Fergie, my wife and myself, and we have put together this project over the last 2 years, digging out information from both newspaper cuttings, the National Archive in Edinburgh, and from other sources such as families who have had golfers from North Berwick.
Our research into the golfers who left North Berwick started about 3 years ago, and what started as a trickle ended up as a torrent of information. We just couldn't believe how many families had left the town in such a short space of time, just over a century ago. We knew some of the more familiar names had done very well in the US Open Championships, but we hadn't realised just how many families emigrated in relation to golf.
Yes, I understand Maynard Goldsmith used to live in this building, which at one time was the Temperance Hotel in North Berwick, but I believe that when he lived there he won the Swiss Open in 1933.
This plaque, as you can see, is for Harry Gullen, who was born on this site, not in this building, because the buildings were demolished. These are new buildings. But he emigrated to America in 1897 and was appointed assistant professional at the Philadelphia Country Club.
Hi, Gordon Cornish, resident of North Berwick. Very interesting that we're now going to have plaques on some of our houses here in this beautiful town, reflecting some of the more interesting and famous people, in fact, who have been residents of North Berwick over the years. This one here, Robert Denholm, a Scottish international golfer. I must confess I was not aware of that. You learn quite a bit as you stroll around a town like our beautiful North Berwick.
This is perhaps the most significant golfing spot in North Berwick. Two people who lived in the same staircase here, between them won the US Open 5 times. Willie Anderson and Fred MacLeod.
Hello, I'm Bruce Wilson and I'm a resident of North Berwick, and it's lovely to see that there's a plaque going to be put up on the building over here to remember Ben Sayers, a famous North Berwick golfer. Being a golfer myself, not as good as he was, but it's nice that he's being remembered and the plaque being put up here.
Coming along straight now is Douglas Stevenson, the grandson of Ben Sayers, and perhaps he would like to say a few words about the property opposite us.
Right, in the old days when I was a child, this used to be what we called the front shop, and above used to be the offices. On the left-hand side, above Well-Heeled Boutique, is where my grandfather, Ben Sayers Jr., had his office. I remember well in the mid-50s that this used to be very much the mecca for golfers coming here. Not only in the front shop did we sell clothing, bowls, gloves, etc., but through in the back there was a showroom with a large coconut mat with a big mirror where you could try out clubs. So this really was a great centre for golfers throughout the world. I remember a personal thrill when I was a kid, aged about 10 or 11, that Roy Rogers came here and visited, and with my friend Alan Gordon we got his autograph.
Hello, my name's George Day. I used to live close by here. I used to come over here as a boy, watching the man in the steam hammer in that window over there, bashing out molten metal on a steam hammer. Was always a source of fascination, watching the man making Ben Sayers clubs in that factory that used to be over there. I now live actually near, next door to Ben Sayers' old house in Dalton Avenue.
My name is Bill McClure, and we've lived in North Berwick for about 4 years, and of course it was a real privilege to find that moving to Inchgarry House, Dorothy Campbell had lived here in the early 20th century. I think the work that the North Berwick Heritage, Golf Heritage have done is absolutely marvellous, and has brought not only a lot of information to light, but is making North Berwick one of the places to visit about the heritage and the history of golf.
My name is Robert Carr and I live here at 31 Marmion Road, the family home of Catriona Matthew, who won the Ladies Open in 2009. We have always felt a strong connection with Catriona and have watched her playing golf round the world. And Catriona donated a putter, which I was very proud to gain at the auction, and I still play with it.
I'm John Fergie. I'm a member of the North Berwick Golfing Heritage Project. I'm up here today at Charles Lane & Son down at Beaver Bank in Edinburgh to collect up this super bronze plaque that they've made for us down at the West Links. Jim Fleming is going to present this to me, and it looks a super bit of work here, Jim, and I'm happy to receive this for the project, and I know that my colleagues on the project will be delighted to see this.
This is the bronze plaque that's going to commemorate the ball makers and club makers, and we're going to install it between the right-hand windows of the professional shop. Right, we're now going to offer up the bronze plaque to the wall. The workmen can drill the appropriate holes in the wall of the shop. I think once it's installed, I'm not sure they can take it off the wall again.
This project started about 3 years ago, and we were basically looking at the better known golfers who emigrated to America and became professionals. And as our research grew, we found that there was other names involved that we had never heard of, but they were equally important in golf in other countries and taking the game to other areas. I think no list of caddies in North Berwick would be complete without the name of Thompson. My goodness, they get everywhere. We've got at least 10 of them, 10 Thompsons who left the town and became professional golfers. And 2 of them were Jimmies. One of them, Jimmy Thompson, who came from Beach Road there when he went out to America. Eventually, he was drafted the Constitution of the Professional Golfers Association of America. Quite amazing, really, that one of the biggest organisations in America was a North Berwick. 2 North Berwick where men were actually involved in it. And the other Jimmy Thompson from Church Road, he went out to California and he featured in a couple of movies out there, one of them with a young unknown actor called Ronald Reagan. And when it came to unveiling the plaques, there was only one choice, and that was Catriona Matthews. And we're very honoured that she should accept our invitation.
When the Golfing Heritage first, approached me about the plaques that they were going to put up, I was kind of embarrassed to say that after living here all my life, I really hadn't heard of half the people, and I was amazed to know that I think it's Willie Anderson, Fred McLeod had won, US Opens at the turn of the century, and I think Dorothy Campbell had won a British amateur and a US amateur, and I think it's a great thing for the whole town, just even just for locals and visitors to realise that so many great golfers came from this community, such a small little town, and they basically went all over the world. I'm certainly been very interested reading it and finding out where everyone went and all the feats they managed to accomplish. So, it's obviously a great honour for me to come down and unveil this. I think I'm maybe the youngest, maybe the only living one at the moment, so there wasn't much competition.
Davy Hush. Oh, yes.
Well done. Well done.
Are you well? Aye.
Hold on.
Well done, well done.
This is real history for the wee one. That's the next one.
What's your current handicap? 5.
North Berwick's West Course is perhaps the better known, but the East Course, the Glen, is also an important part of North Berwick's golfing heritage.
Hello, I'm Brian Marsh. This is Glen Golf Club. I've been a member here for 11 years. This behind me is the putting green, and the green up on the hill is the first green. This is a marvellous golf course. It is really on a par with any of the other courses on the East Lothian coast.